With the grand ideology set behind ETFL and the fulfillment thereof, I think they're yet to be in a true unison with each other. I said it publicly already, and I still stand behind it. There needs to be some kind of reinforcement, behind keeping your word, or at least, like the no call, no show type thing. I'm even guilty of it. Yeah, there needs to be something stronger behind there, so the integrity of our company can reflect with the integrity that we, or the most committed individuals, put behind such a thing. Anyway, I'd like to see the roster grow to double, if not triple, where it's at right now. That would be really cool. I'd like to have a really broad selection of people amongst multiple different sizes. Like right now, I feel like we have some stiff lineups of lightweights, welterweights, and then when you get toward like the heavies and the cruisers, I feel like we're running a little bit thin and our product is suffering a little bit. So yeah, I want a much larger list of big guys, a much larger list of small guys. There's multiple different things I'm looking to do. Glacier Crew, I am basically running Glacier Crew as a promotions company. And I mean any type of promotions. Somebody needs some talent for a set. Here we go. We've got that talent here. Somebody needs a fighter. We've got fighters. Somebody needs a company to come and run an event, host an event for them. That's what Glacier Crew Promotions is. That's what Glacier Crew's all about. We're making our first big appearance in April 2nd in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, which Q is going to be taking on Adrian Mendez. Adrian Mendez is 5-0. Q is going to be making his debut in the pro circuit. Jay Garland making his debut as well. Will be taking on the 11-0 Jermichael Rawls. Glacier Crew is making some big leaps here, some big steps. Very, very proud. Oh, of course. We want our frozen family to expand, honestly, as big as we can get it. We're wanting to dip into the music industry as well. Yeah, and honestly, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit when it comes to this, because to me, where the heart of all this really comes from is, if you don't mind me taking a quick second to derail the train here and explain a little backstory. All right, so my ideology behind all of this, behind this whole idea, came from 2008 in the old West Rusk High School gymnasium. We had a little underground fight crew, and we'd meet up after school, and these kids would just go beating the hell out of each other. One day I watched a man who would later become known as Live Action fight another guy at the school named Colton Allen. And when I say I've never seen quite that hard of a beatdown, I mean it. I mean, and it wasn't that Colton Allen was just a bad fighter or nothing. It wasn't at all. This guy was just so honed in on his skills, Colton couldn't have made a right move. And I was baffled. I was like, whoa, I've never seen anybody like with my own eyes that can actually fight that good. And I told him, I said, man, I want to turn this into a real league. Like, let's do this. I'm going to turn this into a real league. Well, of course, Live Action being the character that he is, he kind of shrugged it off and he said, yeah, we'll make the league and then come tell me about it. And I just remembered out of nowhere one day, I was like, oh my God, wow, we haven't, yeah, I told him I would do that and I haven't done it yet. So I approached him about it once I found another fighter that I felt like would be, at least of comparable skill. That fighter being Jake McDougal. in which his life's gone different directions. I don't know where he's at and what he's doing right now. I wish him the best, though. He's an awesome person. He's just got other things going on at the moment. So that fight never got to happen, but that fight gave birth to this ideology. All right, well, the build headline of the first ever big event we did, right? Live Action took the co-main, and originally it was going to be Tate Seville versus Jay Garland. Jay Garland had some unfortunate comeuppings happen at that time, and he had to pull from the fight. Okay, so I'm freaking out. Man, no, what do I do? What do I do? Well, Live Action messages me and says, hey, Dez wants to fight. And I get excited, because if you're from around here, you know Dez Smith, and you know him as a fighter. It's honestly that simple. So we ended up selling right around 120 tickets. And all in all, that first event, it was a beautiful nightmare. Nonetheless, so skip forward, Jay Garland steps up on the scene, catches all kinds of flack after the first event. And when I say a switch flipped inside of that man mentally, I mean it flipped. That dude became an absolute monster and honed in that monster. And was, in my humble opinion, somewhat unstoppable. What went for so long to be centered around Live Action shifted toward Jay Garland, and it wasn't nothing against Live Action. Live Action's a grown man and has things he has to take care of. Jay Garland became my new face. Jay Garland became my new prodigy. And as a symbol of my appreciation to that, I came up with this Glacier crew after Jay Black Ice Garland. So naming the product Glacier Crew was a testament to my commitment to Jay because of his commitment to me. I've been putting in more training time than I have yet. And honestly, meditation and fasting, I feel like has unlocked barriers in my forefront of my vision that's always hindered me really bad. I'd been, searching through myself really hard, trying to find, what are these barriers? Because I know I can accomplish a lot of these things that I just can't. And something snapped. I can't tell you what it is because I don't know, but something snapped, and I became more self-aware inside of that ring or cage. And on the ground, I think it's fair to say I'm a different person than I was when you first saw footage of me. I have a lot more self-awareness. And I think that's playing a very strong aspect. You're getting to see more of a utilization of where I am as a fighter. My striking is most definitely progressing to another realm, and I don't know. I keep saying one thing and then saying another, saying one thing and then saying another, but I think that I'm perhaps not done with actual, physical striking combat sports. My focus right now is, of course, to get those endurance MMA and those submissions belts. But my focus right now is to make an example out of Logan Minshew. I mean, it's nothing against the guy. He seems like a really respectful person. Seems like a really nice person. But this has been long and tiring. And my whole life I've been used to anything I wanted to do, it going my way, and it going my way with ease. My friends can all vouch and a testament to the fact that if there's something that I put my mind to, I am going to turn that into gold so fast it's ridiculous. This fighting business has pissed me off to no end, and I love it. And where it's pissed me off at is the aspect that I just can't figure it out. It's drove me crazy. And for that reason, I've been putting in training hours like I never have before. And yeah, I mean it when I say it. Yeah, Logan Minshew, I'm sorry, bud, but you are going to be what I use as an example of my era of losing is over. Um, yeah, I like that question. Fights for me in the future that I specifically see coming. Some of them, I'm not necessarily going to rush, but organically let them happen. Um, Michael Sicker's Volume 3, for certain. I mean, that one's so inevitable. Couldn't be avoided if we wanted to. Q Allen, and in a more competitive format. Once and only once I'm ready. If that should that day ever come, I want to box Jay Garland. I'm not ready to even fathom that thought right now. I would get dropped really fucking quick. I'd like to maybe rematch Corey Parker one day. The punch connected right about here, which it's maybe far, but it's not illegal. That's not an illegal punch. And rather than knocking me out, it blacked me out. Second time that's happened to me. My mouth shut with such force that my teeth just crumbled. I'm laying there on the canvas, spitting my teeth out. I took like a quick second to be like, damn, this hurts. And then after that, I was like, oh my God, we've got our new young face. Like, yeah, I just found my prodigy. I think for people that judge this format, for people that judge this whole street fighting thing, like one very concerned family, I won't say his name, but he was one of the originals. Yeah, there is very unfortunate outcomes that can happen in this sport. It's fighting, and I've watched a man who probably didn't have too much business being in the fighting business take a little more punishment than he bargained for, and that's unfortunate, and I feel really bad about that. But that's with the equal aspect of there's something beautiful that's happening here. You're getting kids and young men, young women who have been so waist deep in crime and hard living. And it's almost seemed like nothing was coming to truly help them along the road. And now they got something to live for, and they got something to clean their day-to-day activity up with. I've seen drug addicts so far lost into drugs that they had nothing else to live for come in and find something else to prioritize their life with. I've seen men who have no priorities whatsoever step in and have a reason to chemically and fundamentally rebuild what they have going on. I've seen men with anger problems that don't talk about their anger, don't vent about their anger. I've seen men whom I have been terrified that one day I'm going to wake up and get the call that they've committed suicide, because I've seen suicidal behavior. I know suicidal behavior. Multiple of my athletes deal with such a thing and find their confidence here, find their reason, find their driving force here. If that's so bad, I will take those bruises and bumps every day with a smile on my face. And I will take that public critical flack that I'm catching. Because like even the lackluster quality things that have happened, while such lackluster quality has happened, at the same time, some guy got his day made. Some guy found his motivation. Some guy found a driving force. If that's so wrong, I don't think I care to be right.